Hi, thanks for watching. This is a quick look at how Google views and ranks your website in search results. By knowing how the program works, we can use it to your advantage to increase traffic to your site by getting in on the first page. That way you're the first click and the first call when customers are searching for services in your area. So I've got your website pulled up here and it's really easy to navigate. We've got all the drop-down menus. The phone number is clickable so people can call you right from a mobile device. As far as Google is concerned, it's going to rank your website using two different factors. The first is the content on the page. So it's going to come in and it's going to count all the words that you have on the page. It's looking for about a minimum of 1,000 to 1,500 words, or it assumes that the more text you have on the page, the more of an expert you are on your field. So the point here would be to have more content than your competitors, so that way Google views you as more of an expert. Now, while it's counting, it's looking for keywords, which would be any kind of word or phrase that people would type into search, which is typically a service and then a location that you offer it in. Now, this is where the number of words comes into play because you're only allowed one keyword for every 100 to 150 words of text. So the more keywords that we want you to be found for means the more text that we have to include on your web page. Now, the second factor that Google is going to use is what's called the authority, which is basically a popularity contest. So it judges your popularity based on two different factors. First is the number of citations, which is anytime that you have your name, address, or phone number listed in a directory, such as Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, things like that. Usually those directories are all free to get into. You just need to find them, register, and then input all the information exactly as you have it listed in Google Maps. The second part of that popularity contest is what's called a backlink, which is another website that links or refers back to your website. So you can kind of equate that to if you had one customer review, people might think you do pretty good work, but if you had 1,000 five-star reviews, now people would think that you're a pretty great place to have a roof put on from. So it's the same thing with Google, except they're using other websites to create that popularity. So to see how this determines where your website ranks, we'll go back to our Google search. The first thing that you're going to see pop up is what's called the Google Map Pack. Now, this is pretty important to try to get into because statistically speaking, about half, almost 40% of the people will click on one of these top three listings. So to get inside here, it's free. You just need to fill out your Google business profile, which is right inside the Map app, so you can do it right from your smartphone. When you're filling this out, you want to try to fill out as many of the fields as possible, including your services you offer, the areas, even your hours of operation. Then you want to continuously add photos that are geotagged within your service area. Make sure you're getting customer reviews uploaded, and then get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number in those directories as possible. You want to get in more directories than anybody else so you can rank highest up on this list. Then underneath that is what we have is called the organic search results. This is where the higher the authority or the more trust Google has in your website, the higher up in the list that you're going to rank. So to demonstrate this, I put your website into this program that I pay for. It's called Ahrefs. It basically just shows me what Google sees when it crawls your website for both the content and the authority. So it ranks you on a scale of 1 to 100 for the strength and trust of your homepage and then your domain as a whole, based on those two factors for the authority, which are the citations and those backlinks. So just as an example, if there was a blog article written by like a local news company that said, top 10 roofing companies in the Boston area, and they had a write-up about your company, and the reader could click a link, and that would go back and bring them to your website, that would be one backlink from one referring domain. So just by comparison, I took a couple companies that showed up in the map and then the top company in the organic search results, just so you can kind of see where they're at for the number of links that they have on their website, as well as over here. So something to keep in mind, it's not just a matter of quantity, it's also a matter of quality of the links. So for example, if you had Pizza Hut linking back to your website, Google obviously knows that you guys are doing roofs, you're not making pizzas, so that backlink wouldn't add any kind of authority or popularity to your website. Then if we go and take a look at your keywords, These are all the words or phrases that Google is finding on your website that people are searching for. And then it also shows you the volume, which is the number of times that this keyword is being searched per month, as well as where you're showing up on the list for that. So the object here is to do some research and find all the most popular and high volume keywords and try to make sure that we include those keywords on your website so that you're found for them. Just as an example, if you were ranked #1 in Google for this keyword, Boston exterior remodeling, 200 people are searching that a month. So let's say, conservatively speaking, 10% of those people click on your website. So you have 20 clicks on your website. Then let's be even more conservative and say half of those people actually are prepared to get a job done. So now you're talking 10 jobs. So I don't know what the markup is or the profit margin is in a job, but this could potentially get you 10 extra jobs per month just by ranking #1 on this one keyword. So we try to do that for as many as the high volume keywords as possible, so you get as many people calling and clicking on your website to drive some more revenue to the business. So I hope this information was helpful and allows you to get an edge and increase your online presence over the competition. If you'd like to go into any further detail about any of it or want some help or guidance with getting this all set up, please feel free to reach out. I'd also love to get your feedback just to know if this video was useful at all for you. So thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you.